Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Gigi. Hope you're having a good day, doll. I hope wherever you are, you're having a great day. Mine's been busy, 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 but I'm so happy to see you all join me. Take some time out of your life. I just love you guys for that. Um, we're going to go over the documents that we had received just the other night. Excuse me. I just want to open up my downloads. And then I think what we're going to do is I'm going to be creative and we're going to start from the bottom. I don't know how far in anybody else got with these, so let's get right into it. No point in wasting any time, folks. It's 5 p.m. I've literally been up and working hard since 5 a.m. Whoop, whoop. Thank you for the love hearts, Gigi. Much love to you, girl. Okay. Hello, Sean's princess. How are you? It's so nice of you guys to come in and say hello and to join. I'm happy to share the new information with you all for those of you that perhaps haven't seen this anywhere else yet. Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate the online love. So how's everybody's week been so far? Mine's been busy, busy, busy. Hi, FX. All I want to say is the white boy gets to hug his father in jail, circling, never be able to touch their daughter's grandchildren. Yes, it is pretty messed up. Hey, Tina, how are ya? Hot. I think it's hot everywhere. We are legitimately under a huge heat wave. Hello, Josh D. I'm glad your week is good. That's amazing. He got his hot body, though. Yeah, well, at the price of what, though? Hey, the real songstress? For real. At the price of never seeing what could have become of his beautiful two daughters. And in all honesty, it's just super sad. This soul wrench is here. Tammy, you're so funny. Much love, girl. How you doing, hon? Hello, hello, hello. We could say it like that. Hello. Right? You missing me? You're so sweet. You know, it's far too bad that these two couldn't think about the future as far as the children and stuff a little bit more. They really, was unnecessary that they even need to pass away at all. Like, it's just heartbreaking, but it's far too late for anything to be taken back now, right? Unfortunately. And yeah, you're right. The Ruziks will never get to see their granddaughter or grandchildren grow up again. You know, it's pretty sad in my opinion. I have to admit. Ouch. Yeah, it's pretty yeah, uncalled for what she did when she found out that, he had a family and stuff like that. That should have been reason enough to just back off. And I know some people say like Chris was the instigator. I kind of don't see it that way with all of the reports and her being the one that sent the first email and then the cuteness behind the email and then approaching him at work and talking to him about his screenshots and his locked screen and, oh, who's that? Like, she had plenty of opportunity to back the off, right? And she didn't do that at all. She took it to the next level. So I think that, like, Chris probably wouldn't have even really noticed her. She's nothing spectacular. I think that he would have been content working things out with his wife and building a life the way that he was for the last 8 years, you know? But we'll never really know now, right? Because of the choices that were made. So like, I don't know. I really wish that he would have just even communicated a little bit better with his own wants and dislikes and whatever else. You know, I think that in a relationship, in any relationship, whether that's a friendship or, you know, a coworker or a relationship where you're lovers, communication is key. No matter what you're doing, you have to be able to discuss things along the way. And it seems as though at some point that was broken a little bit. And then people, well, Chris started turning away, and, you know, Shanann just dove into being a mother and a wife and a businesswoman. And they were no longer really concentrating on each other necessarily, right? And I mean, we all know for a fact that Shanann was desperately trying to make her marriage work. She was in no way trying to just let that go. So it's really utterly sad how this all turned out. We do that as the female, you're saying, Tammy? I wonder if he would have had an affair with anyone. Yeah, like, I don't really know, right? We only got to see like the last 6 months to a year of his life prior to the crime. So we don't really know what kind of husband Chris Watts was the whole time. We can go off of what Sandy and Frankie Sr. and Jr. have said and witnessed, that he was a doting husband, a doting father, you know, really, really willing to please and go the extra mile. I believe I even remember one story about Shanann forgetting something back at the hotel on one of their trips, and he went all the way back to the hotel just to get that item and bring it back to her and stuff. So, like, would he have just maintained that type of personality had he never have met Nicole, had she never have stepped in? Who knows, right? Because of the choices that were made, we'll never really know. But tell me your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think. For those of you wondering what the flowers are, it's just my screensaver. And it does change. The flower alternates. No, there was a story that had come out about a lady from Tinder, but I believe it was also debunked. I mean, at this point, though, we don't really know, because Chris Watts has lied left, right, and center. We don't really know how truthful he's being necessarily. He sounded like he was being truthful in the prison interview when he was talked to about the Tinder girl, but he also kind of sounded a little bit convincing when he was on national television for the first time, you know, pleading for his wife and children to come home. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you guys felt when you first watched that. I was confused. Like, I was honestly like, is this for real? Because he wasn't crying, but then I thought maybe he's just a super tough guy kind of thing. He's got a tough man persona. I mean, keep in mind that we didn't know anything about Chris Watts when we saw him on national TV pleading for his wife and children, right? Nobody knew who he was. It's not like he was some public figure or some, you know, celebrity or something that people would have been like, I totally know that face or that guy. That just wasn't the case. He was a nobody, you know, coming on to live television looking for his family. And I don't know, it created like a shock wave across the world, because I know here, even me in Canada, I was like, what the heck is going on? And I searched his wife and family and just literally fell in love. Like, how could you not, right? Those girls were the sweetest. Watching them dancing and playing in the living room and their giggles and laughs, and how Bella used to comfort Cece and stuff. Like, it was just so cute, those two. I don't understand how he was able to follow through and do any of this to those girls that he not only created and made, but he raised for 3 and 4 years of their lives. It's just, I can't even imagine, you know? I cannot put myself in this guy's shoes. I'm just like, wow, how was this a resort at all? But definitely tell me your thoughts. What do you think? You thought he was just in shock too, hey, Sean's Princess? I thought maybe I was the only one, because I remember analyzing him a little bit watching it, but I really just couldn't pinpoint what it was until we got into the body cam footage and the police report and all of his stuttering and stammering and nervousness. Like, before that, it was really like all up in the air for me. I really kind of was like, this man just must be like the tough man's man, and he doesn't want to cry on TV, but he's desperately seeking his family, right? And then you see the rest of it and you're like, wait a minute, this guy looks guilty as sin. Like, what the heck is going on? Trying to understand the mind of a man that's whacked his whole family. Yeah, exactly. Oh, he could chase a woman. Yeah, I think you're right, Josh. Definitely. Because I just can't seem to grasp on to that at all. And I feel like I'm pretty good at sympathizing and empathizing and being able to put myself in that other person's shoes. You know, it's, I don't know. It's kind of customer service 101, right? Where you just kind of put yourself in their shoes. And yeah, I just can't even do that. It's just ridiculous. I don't want to keep going because I'm going to sound all judgy, but I mean, I just don't understand how this man could father these girls and then do this and to his wife and the mother of his children. Like, wow. I wonder what Bella and Celeste and Nico would have become as adults, you know? There's just so much. Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah, I do have a lot of empathy. Interesting photo here. Empathetic person, absolutely. Yeah. Excuse me. What vision board are you talking about, Tammy? Where normal people would ask why exactly. He thinks, why not? Jeez, that's brutal. If that's true, if there's like validity to that for real, that is so heartbreaking. Why not? What the fiddle? Honestly. And if there was any conversation about this between the two of them, Kessinger and Watts, like that right there would make her susceptible to an accessory to murder. But lo and behold, she successfully deleted, things permanently. And not only, not like, the officers were not even able to fully recover everything. And there was multiple phones. I mean, oh my God. Excuse me. Something in him, a weakness for a woman to boss him around. Who is the next to follow? Almost like a turn on, just weird. Interesting analogy there, or theory there, Gigi. Does anyone know what the word link is? Yeah. Yeah, her interviews, the typed interview was so difficult for me to read because I legitimately hang on sort of every word that, reading it and then hearing it the way that she broke off her sentences all the time and switched subjects on what she was even saying was really difficult to follow. It was almost frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Actually, it was there was times that I did not even want to finish reading her interview because it was so difficult to follow and read with how she spoke. Kind of filling in space. Yes, exactly. Like the ahs, and yeah, that's exactly how she used it. You're completely right. Sean's princess. Excuse me. I don't know. For me personally, I see no point in dating if somebody isn't going to be exclusive, And if they're married, that's an automatic hands off. That's not a green light. Go ahead. It's not treading thin water. It's not, you just back off. Like, I don't know. But that's just me. Yeah, exactly how I feel, Heather. Like, I don't need a man who's just going to choose other women. That's kind of the whole reason I stopped dating you guys. Once you get hurt too many times, like, I don't know, well, maybe it's not like that for everybody, but for me, it is. And like, I'm just not willing to gamble or play with my emotions and chance it that the next person isn't going to hurt me because every single other one has. So I'm like, no. And I'm not saying they're the only ones to blame. Like, there was things that were my fault too, but when you deal with having somebody walk out on you or leave you for someone else, and that happens to you repeatedly, there comes a time when you just kind of close up, like, I'm not doing this anymore, kind of thing. I'm done giving chances, and I'm tired of that. So you take a stance, right? This was the photo from her video, if y'all remember that I showed you on the last live. I think it was maybe this one. No, it wasn't this one.
Turn up.
I don't know, I kind of think like that's just an excuse, right? To buy time.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I'm having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
That was that photo, right? I wonder actually if it says 5238. Hey, Linda. Let's not forget, too, though, like, how long did they work together? Do y'all remember? A couple of years or something? No, not quite that long. Long enough time that she was able to do some research on who Chris was, and we found that out from searches in 2017 that were done on Shanann Watts, right? I think he started work there in 2015, though. I could be wrong about that. I'm second guessing myself now. No, she actually really did. I think that she just said that. I think she always knew that he was married. And the reason I think that is because of that search in 2017. So and then she was the one that had admitted that there was a big argument between her and Chris about the fact that Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant again, right? And he had been telling her that he was sleeping in the basement. So in essence, he's really lying to both women, messing around with both women. This is exactly why I've stopped dating. Like, I don't really trust that anybody's going to be honest and upfront and faithful. I just don't think that's the day and age today. And I'm not willing to risk my own emotion to check it out again and be hurt again. But that's me. I just don't believe that there are very many honest, good men that are still left, for crying out loud, you know? I actually have I have a case about me that I want to share with you guys. A traumatic, abuseful situation that I was able to acquire the police report and photographs of my injuries. And I mean, I don't know why I have trouble sort of looking at myself as a survivor. I guess I've always just felt like I was a tough girl, but there has been some things that have happened in my life that were out of my control, that someone did hurt me. And this incident particularly happened recently in 2008. So I did want to advise you guys that I am going to be bringing it up and sharing, and the photographs may be disturbing to some, just so you know. And if you are somebody who has a weak stomach for stuff like that, I will definitely be titling it so that you understand that that's my story. And if you're interested in seeing that, then please join in. I will definitely let you know when. Like I said, I'm so busy with working and stuff, guys. What I've done now is filled out kind of like a new availability, and I just want to speak a little bit more with the higher ups and figure out a scheduled time to be meeting with you guys here regularly, because we had to amend the Tuesdays and Saturdays. I really want to set up like a regular time with you guys. I don't want it to just be sporadic every week and posted every week and different every week. I enjoyed having a routine and knowing when we were going to be getting together and stuff. So it worked out to go back to the Tuesday, Saturday this week, but already next week it's not going to again. I believe we're going to be able to do Wednesday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time. So, but I will definitely post it for you guys. I'm just going to have a meeting tomorrow and I'll let you know, okay? Love you too, Linda. Well, I think it's empowering for us to see. Well, I think it's empowering for the public, for you guys to see that it's possible to be strong after something crazy and heinous happens, right? You can make it through that. But I think that you've gotten that impression from every survivor story I've ever shared with you guys. And this one just happens to be one of mine personally. Got a girl pregnant and moved in with her behind your back. Are you for real, song? Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Seriously brutal. I'm so sorry, but I mean, in all honesty, you don't need a guy like that. If that's how I look at it. Like if you're gonna mess up, or if you're gonna cheat on me, or you're gonna do me wrong, you honestly never deserved me anyway. Like seriously. But that's where you got to stand up for yourself, and your own self-love and self-worth has to come out. You have to be stronger and not accept the excuse and the line and the bullshit, right? The lie is just, and then that compounds onto other lies, and like it's a whole lot of BS. Gotta love the sunflower pic. No wonder Chris Watts is sending her yellow flower pictures from the site of Shanann Watts's grave. Happy, 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 right? Did he honestly think that he was just going to be able to annihilate his entire family and then just move on with Nicole Kessinger? And that they'd live happily ever after? Is that what he really thought? Like, I'm so confused. I guess it's going to probably be impossible for me to ever wrap my mind around why that, like Josh D says, for real. Almost 10 years ago, and it still bothers you. No doubt. It still bothers me too, all the times that I've been hurt and the different things that have happened to me. I don't know if you guys remember the story of me telling you that one of my partners, it was my daughter's father actually, legitimately got me and my children kicked out of our housing suite or apartment after he found out that I was going to be leaving him. He stopped. I was giving him money for rent, and he stopped going in and paying that rent. And we ended up having 36 hours to move out of a 3-story townhouse before the sheriffs were going to be on the doorstep changing the locks. So there's been a lot of battles in my life that I've gotten through. That one was more emotional than anything, but my ex left me the day we found out she was pregnant, took her back with her ex that she had children with. He called and said that he was going to kill himself and their child that he had. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I think that if a person's going to use blackmail in a sense, right, to get somebody to come back to a relationship, that's never a good sign. Like, that's not healthy. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that, Josh. Oh, you're so sweet, Sean's princess. Thank you. it sure was devastating. And I mean, you guys know when I get all like panicked, I'm like, oh my god. Like I tried calling the lady and telling her like, listen, I had no idea that this is what he was doing, but he was erasing the telephone messages and hiding the mail. And I had no clue that nothing was paid. And so like by the time I was phoning frantic to work it out, when he told me good luck on having a place to stay, I was like, are you effing serious? Like, and I phoned the housing and found out that was the truth. And I was begging her to please let me make payments. I, of course, worked. I had kids. Like, geez, I had to work. So, I mean, I was like, I will pay it up in like, seriously, give me like a month and a half. And she was like, no, you've had 3 months and you haven't even bothered to respond to me. And it's time's up type thing. So I had no choice but to pack up what I could, sell what I could very quickly, and get my children out. We ended up in a homeless shelter. It was not a very good experience at all. Seemed like Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger really had not a care in the world as they were out having fun on these sand dunes and sand hills or whatever. They really, truly didn't seem to think too much about anybody else but themselves, sadly. Shanann was out of town, yeah. I don't think that, I think Chris was at the point of not respecting, his family, his loved ones, the people that he chose to love and honor and cherish. I think he just stopped caring. I need to get some ice water. I just seem to have like a frog in my throat. Ribbit. They were in honeymoon phase of a relationship that should have never even started. I think they were just in lust. I don't think it would have taken long before she was acting just like his wife and being a little bit bossy or controlling and wanting what she wanted, and to maybe move to a better area, or certain traveling trips. Like perhaps they had more in common in that sense, but how long would it have taken before things changed and she wanted things her way? Psychologist classes, senior cares. He did until he ran out of narcissistic supply. You're getting emotional. Aw, group hug. I love that. Like, would it have been so hard to talk to Shanann about going to a place like this together and having fun, I seem to remember her asking him where he wanted to go, to kind of rekindle things, right? And that's when they had set up the Aspen trip. Right? I mean, so they were headed into snowy mountains to snuggle. Like, honestly, like, basically the same type of thing as what these two did. He could have been doing with his wife and rekindling things with her to make that work, or going and seeing a lawyer and getting a damn divorce, right? There was two options in my view of it, but Chris seemed to have seen a third option here, right? In lust, yeah, yeah. He looks really happy in the picture. Well, that's what I mean. Like, if you're so happy with someone else, well, then go and get a divorce. I wonder if Nicole Kessinger would have been okay with him paying alimony and child support and all of that. Or could that have been partial motive on why she perhaps even had conversations with him about all of this crime? We'll never know, right? Because things were permanently deleted and made sure that the police could not recover them. Is it weird to anybody else that there's multiple pictures of the same thing? Because it makes me feel like there used to be other pictures in here and they were taken out and they were replaced with duplicates of other pictures. Or is that just me? Getting a divorce is what normal people do. We don't whack our family. It doesn't make sense. But who's going to get away with it too? I believe you are totally right. I don't know what you guys had for dinner, but I had a really nice homemade burger. It was so good. With lettuce and mustard and cheese. It was yummy. Just thought I'd tell you. Just in case anybody needed some dinner ideas. Too funny. I love homemade food, though. You guys know that. Anything you can make at home is a lot healthier than you can buy, you know? Yeah, I believe she did. So, like, that's what I mean, though, right? We've got some multiple pictures, like, that are duplicated. Could that have been because there was other pictures on here that we just couldn't necessarily see or shouldn't, right? You had Philly cheesesteak. Yum. See, this is what I mean. Like, this is just another photo of this photo, and we've already seen this photo. Like, how many photos before this one? Right? How did he hide his affair? It's as if he used them both. I definitely think he was using them both. I think that's, fairly obvious due to the lies, right? But I think he was in the habit of already lying left, right, and center. And he had the secret calculator app as well. That was where he kept a lot of the photographs. And because of all of his helpful behavior towards the job and extra work, he was awarded gift cards. So he spent their date money basically on that. And I'm going to get rid of some of this. And then there was the final date that he used the family's card, basically, and paid for a $60 meal, to which Shanann was quite suspicious and checked the cost of the food at the establishment and just knew that something was up, even if he did pay for everybody else's meals and drinks. It seemed a little bit too much to her. So I'm sure that was a confrontational event. Like, I'm sure that she was inquisitive once she got home to be like, what the heck was this all about? I just can't get it. He could have done what he did. Right, Linda? I don't believe in shaming, but I don't think he did what he did without incentive. Exactly, Michelle. Hey, Pug Mama, how you doing? Hello, Terry Furman. And yeah, like, it's really despicable. And I do believe that she had some insight, thought, and maybe even conversation with him about doing this or about this. If they could talk about pawning the ring, you guys, I think that this whole topic could have been a topic of conversation at one point. I mean, why was she so anxious to make sure that he was deleting their conversations, making sure that she was really talking to Chris and Chris only and not someone else? I don't think anybody in their right mind would do anything near or close to this. And this picture is just like so telling, with the fact that he had to take this yellow flowered picture of Nicole right near Shanann's grave, for crying out loud. It really wasn't that far off from where he had placed his wife, that he's sending his lover this yellow flower. Like, brutal. I'll never be able to wrap my mind around this one, you guys. Never. Like, absolutely never. So if you guys like, what we'll do, let me just see where we're at here for this one. Where's my notes? Oh. Oh, yeah. Because we were at 138 here. And we were at the 1700, so we can open this up. It's a sunflower photo after he buried Shanann. Yeah, it was Lee Kitty. Unbelievable, right? Hello, Terry from Iowa. Yes, exactly, Michelle Matos. I see, and the fact that, they were talking about pawning it tells me that she probably knew something a little bit more about the whole frickin' situation. But the police can't necessarily fully pin anything to her. That's my thoughts on that,
I didn't know what to fucking do. Like, none of this made sense. Why would she hit my fucking girls?
Were they in something? Were they under the ground? Like, what did you find them? You keep it out there?
I thought he was gonna fuck there. I mean, I will if you want to. I don't want to. What if what if you and me and your dad just drove by? You could just say, right there, we could help you just get him out of the cold. Take care of him for the last time. I'm sorry.
I know you came in today to do the right thing. You didn't have to come in. You came in all on your own.
Don't think anything of this.
What?
Please don't think anything much and touch my head. Are they all free out there, Chris? Yes.
What was she doing to CC?
She's on the front room. My friend's around.
Around what?
Like, you saw it? Saw it on the monitor. Okay, that's what I read up there.
What'd she say?
They were off. Sausage was sorry blue. It's not moving. And it's just that blind range. That's the same thing I heard.
Did you ever go in the balance room?
Just touching it back in. That's no, that's our own monitor. The way she was laying, that just sprawled out.
Is that when you packed up the special stuff? So where'd you put them? It's not there.
In the truck.
What part?
Truck is under
In the passenger compartment?
Travis said. Good. Thank you.
What do you think on the way out there?
There's the babies are gone. And I put my hands around my wife's neck and did that second thing.
Did Shanann fight back at all? When you did that?
The rage that I had after seeing that, like,
How do you know Shanann was sure?
they had this like 4 or 5 foot long baby doll. Yeah, laying on the couch with a sheet over. She ended, yeah. Nothing for it other than that. Yeah. That's a good point. I'm thinking this stuff. It's a very good point. I can see it now from the block on the Facebook page.
What did it say or what was the
Johnson
caption?
said, what do you say to this? Something similar to that. I don't know, but I thought I was laying on one of the couches and had a sheet over it. Most I did over it, I couldn't see his feet hanging out. Saying like Bella had done that. The kid won't do that. Do you remember that, Chris? What do you think? Just make fun of it. So it was funny.
Did Bella do it?
I don't know.
Because what?
It sounds like kind of, I'm sorry, I like you. I mean, you knew what was gonna happen.
You stay for a reason.
Chris, you're a good man. I'm not a good man. Well, you stayed, you wanted to talk, you knew it was gonna be hard, and you still stayed, that's what a good man is. It's been 6 hours, and I've done this before.
That's staring you in the face.
I'm glad you did. See, I'm gonna rage and come out and say, look, the kids did. You don't know. You don't know when you look at you about it. Could you let someone get the money? Hey, Chris. Nothing else for me to say, okay? When you came in, was your wife on top of her right when you came in? So you saw it in person? Yes, I saw it live, and that's why I rushed in. So I went in there to talk to her again. And when you came in, she was right there on top of you? She was right there. You fell over her hands on her throat? You do. Are you trying to save Cece? Hard to move her face. She wasn't moving. Her head's hanging over left like that. Why did you put them out there? Because that's really important. Counting something or like under something? I didn't know what else to do. I know. I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared. I know. It's like, no, I just did this, I just did that. What do I do? Right. Anything that I would do from there was just going to be just insensitive and just a horrible thing. You were in a tough spot. What can you do, right? Your body just kind of takes over and... What's going to happen? We're going to help him get out of there. Do you like what? Would you prefer that one of your coworkers? Oh my God, no. I cannot. You even said that everybody thinks I'm a good man. They're going to say this. You're like, what the fuck did you do, Chris? What? Like, why didn't you just go to college to begin with? Well, they weren't in your shoes. They don't know. I know. They weren't living your life. I know, but still, it's like, I can never, like, we'll just go little steps at a time. How about that? I can't have anybody show you out there, let anybody, no coworkers, please. Okay. I mean, they're just going to form their own opinions anyways once they figure everything out anyway. We'll just take little steps tonight then. How about that? Yeah. Do you have to have any of them with you? No. No. We prefer you. Can you and me and Tammy and Ronnie get in the car and just drive out there? General direction. You just point it. Chris, I know they're gone, but they're still your babies. And you're still their dad. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. You don't want someone else to find them out there. You don't, I promise you. give us a second so we can kind of get things arranged. Can you do that? Brian, you want to stand in here with it? What the fuck is this? Just fucking horrible. The problem is I don't even know if we believe it or not. I always said she was my stable person, but I never thought it would get that. Be like, here's that could happen. That's narrower. Yes, I thought she could do anything to her. Balance CC or herself, so children love herself. What was happening to little girls? I emotionally drove her to do something stupid. That's all I can do right now. I don't know if there's no reason she should take advantage of her coach. She's got a reason she should take advantage of her. about the passion. I don't know, like, that's because, like, I hit it. I hit it. I hit it. That's the thing. That's the thing that's just gonna break the camel's back right there. I think just call the police right after it happened. Tell mom, yeah. Sorry. She's on federal program. I was going to call in about it. So then she had with the email, but then I called her Monday. What's that? He gets home with everything. I don't know. It's, I'm trying. Why? Why just get up and just like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's not all that. You just bring that to them, see it done, kill both the children, and that's right. But, don't forget the excuses for all of everything else. Problem is, I'll wait for those that call the police, that's, This ruined your life, ruined my life, ruined Jamie's life, I ruined all their friends' life that support me. I ruined everything. Do I call my foreman? Do I call my foreman and let him say, what's hard going on there? Yeah. Can you tell us basically what it's at? No. It's too many. No. It's too many turns. Show us about what it's in. No, I have to go right out to it at this point. Like, married and something, you know. And there's nothing more about the rest of the other thing. What else to do? What do you think about it if we did this? Who's wanted you? I wanted to tell you first. sure. I'm looking for some stuff before. I'm gone. You're gone. I've never taken a polygraph before, but I know what's going to happen. Just because I don't, you don't know the clock's table short. Call that person back. That's the call. They have the locks.
Yeah.
I'm not since my daughter ever goes to my house before my wife goes out. This ain't gonna be on the news anytime soon.
No, not really. I mean, we don't really have much say in that, but I can't do that. Do you want me to take you out to the lobby and you can go to the bathroom and then text your wife and stuff, talk to them?
I want to go outside. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside.
Just watch the press people around.
Yeah, I'll see them out there while you're
You want your water, you want to take your water with you?
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do our best to make sure that we don't stand to gain anything by broadcasting any of this. That's not what law enforcement is ever really about. So we're gonna try our best to handle that as discreetly as possible, but they're pretty good at what they do too.
So I'm not from around here neither, are you?
I've only been here a few years.
Okay. Like a lawyer or something, or public defender or somebody else.
We can talk about that later. Yeah.
Get your phone. Is that it? Okay. Let's go this way. All right, we'll go.
So if you're for it, we'll talk a little bit more. I think we have a picture of, is it Survey 319? I think we have a picture. I'll walk you through that. I'm sure you have a ton of questions for us about, how your night, month, and week is gonna look. So Tammy, I was just telling him, just wanted to show him that picture.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna talk a little bit about how the rest of the night's gonna go.
That looks familiar to you? What is that?
It's the PRC surface connecting.
Okay. Whereabouts? The Shanann and the girls.
How old is this picture?
Today.
How's that?
Okay, can you work it for me? I think it's the paper, so just give me the S for Shanann. Okay, and where are the girls at? And me? So which one is, do you know which one?
Are they in the tanks? Can somebody who doesn't know what they're doing open those? Okay, it's easy to open.
What's in the tank?
It's a mixture of oil and water.
There's a sheet found down here? Where's that from?
That was what Chanel was wrapped in.
What about the cones? What were they wrapped in? Just in the pajamas? Not like their blankets or anything? Where did their blankets and toys and stuff go?
Oh, they blew away in the wind or something.
Where did you shut them or put them?
It was right here, but
Joe, how did you dig this out? I'm assuming it's under dirt. How did you dig that?
I still hold back my truck. No, it's not.
It's like a work shovel. Is it still there? How was Shanann touched?
Sure, it's not north.
Is that what she got the bed with? Do you remember what color her shirt was or underwear?
I'm sure it was either black or gray. I don't know where it was probably blue.
How much time passed, do you think, from the time that it was back in the bed until you put him in the truck? We talking minutes, hours, something else?
When I left the house,
Yeah, like from when you got her in the bed to when you put her in the trunk. How long time was that?
so like from when I was trying to hit my truck, from the bed to the truck,
Yeah, from your master bed to the truck, yeah.
minutes.
Okay. Cause you talked about covering the rock or something.
Yeah. She,
Is there anything else about anything out here that has stuff that you've left in certain spots, or you sure their blankets and toys aren't gonna be in there as well?
not because it was right here in the ditch.
Can you do me a huge favor and just write your name on the bottom? Just so I know that we didn't make those marks. I'm just gonna write the date on it, okay? 8/15/18, that's 5/56.
Was she wearing, was your wife wearing any shorts or pants or anything just under? Okay, your wife, they look fun. Okay. So it sounds like, I mean, it feels like to me, now we know pretty well how to go get them. Is there anything else we need to know?
About how to get them?
Yeah. It's, does someone have to climb up to the top and unscrew something and then lower something down to get them?
They're like, it's just a hatch at the top, and they're like 20-foot tanks.
How far down are they?
Or the food level is the tank, I'm not sure.
Okay. What was it when you were there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't looking for that.
Okay. All right.
You go out there,
I don't think so. Would you prefer not to?
I didn't know if you needed help going getting there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think once we got that picture, we didn't really know how much about the location that the other police officers knew. It sounds like they knew somehow right how to get to 319. So, and I think that's how they got that picture. Does your nanny cam? Do you have a nanny cam, right?
It's a monitor.
A monitor. It is a video one.
It's like it cycles back and forth
Between one.
LNC2 run.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is there any chance it records? No. Okay. I'm just wondering, what do you think ultimately made Shanann snap?
Just knowing that I hadn't fair, or she knew, she just needed me to admit it, I would admit it.
Yeah. Okay. So we just started talking about, I asked if there's any chance that the nanny cam could have recorded Shanann doing what she did. And we were just getting into, what Chris thinks about why she snapped.
Mm-hmm.
He was just saying, distressed from knowing about the other girl.
Knowing, but she didn't really know, right? I mean,
In her heart, she knew. She just wanted me to admit it.
Can we talk about a couple tough things? I think we need to get it out of the way and just really get it out, just to make sure you have every chance to explain exactly what happened and we have every chance to ask questions. So conversation happened. You go downstairs. She's still upstairs. And then you see what?
I hear just commotion upstairs, just like, I go and look out.
Okay.
I'm thinking of it.
All right, folks. So that's it. That's all for this interview. We have the one more left that we will pick up on Thursday. I believe it's, again, about an hour or so long. I know that you guys have all been here for almost 2 hours now. So I really don't want to make you stay here with me all the time. But this has been a very informative look into Chris's secondary life, if you will, with Nicole Kessinger. Yeah. Yeah, I still believe that there was some planning to this, and I believe that there were some conversations, perhaps, And I think that Nicole and Chris's affair came up in their argument that night. I think it just definitely. Did I say any other day? I meant to say Saturday. If I didn't say Saturday, I meant to say Saturday. What did I say? I thought I said Saturday. Gigi. Just kidding. Anyways, yeah. So I believe that the throwing it in Shanann's face that night definitely happened. And I think that it probably made Shanann so upset that she was like, "You are never going to see the kids again," type thing. I think that she felt devastated, to be cheated on. And, for him to think that he was going to be able to just carry on and have another life with this woman and bring her children around, this new woman. I don't know. Did I say Thursday? Because today's Thursday and I meant to say Saturday. Regardless, I believe that argument, that emotional discussion got quite heated, and that the affair came up, and unfortunately Chris just did the unthinkable. Honestly, it's sad, really, right? There's no excuse for this, but he will be serving the rest of his life in prison without parole. So, you know, justice has been served in a sense. But did Nicole Kessinger know anything about it? Why was there conversation, about pawning the ring if maybe she didn't understand the plan that was, probably or maybe in place over conversation about what Chris maybe wanted? We'll never really know, will we? We don't have all the information, and we'll never have it all because it was permanently deleted. And there's so many things that were covered up, right? So definitely tell me your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this, to be honest. And if you are pro Nicole, like, tell me why. I would love to hear your reasons. If you are, against what Chris Watts did, I would imagine that's why you're here supporting me, right? We are like-minded. So I thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a blast with you guys. It always is. I love our discussions in the live chats, and I will definitely see you guys again on Saturday. 2 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time, folks. Anybody interested in makeup and outfit of the day, I can post a picture in the community tab page for you. And we'll see you guys again soon. Stay safe out there, okay? Bye for now.